Hey, listen to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM and ArrowFM. As always, I'm your host Grady, and live on Skype we've got Josh.
Hi.
We're going to be rushing. We've got 29 things to talk about in our 28-minute piece, and we've got to play a song. We're just going to go. NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Give me like 3 words if you know. Adam Cole, new NXT North American Champion. 31 minutes, awesome ladder match. Shayna Baszler defeats Ember Moon by submission, new NXT Women's Champion. Undisputed Era, they retain their NXT Tag Team Championships and win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic trophy via Roderick Strong turning on Pete Dunne, joining the Undisputed Era. Aleister Black, new NXT Champion after defeating Andrade Cien Almas. And then in the main event, Johnny Gargano defeats Tommaso Ciampa in a 37-minute hellacious unsanctioned match, and is now reinstated to NXT. Did I miss anything?
Nope. Except 3 words.
3 words.
That was awesome.
Yeah. I think for the first time in, I want to say ever, you posted that the main card is going to have trouble going after that.
And they did, and TakeOver was better, and it hurts me to say that.
Oh, I think it's the first time you've ever said that. Usually the internet says it, but you don't. Means a lot when you say it. Alright, well, we got to get rolling into WrestleMania. We can't faff about. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Matt Hardy, he won. He eliminated Baron Corbin to do it. Bray Wyatt's on his team. That's what we got moving forward.
It took longer than we thought, but it happened.
I think they're going to be a great team together. I look forward to seeing it move on to the future. Good luck. In terms of the Battle Royal trophy, honestly, there weren't that many good picks in this Battle Royal. Normally there's a couple. You could go, maybe this guy, maybe this guy. There really weren't many, so Matt Hardy's as good as anyone. Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, new Cruiserweight Champion. Cedric coming out on top.
I thought it was a really good match. It's definitely a lot better match with it being on the pre-show than if it had been on the main card.
They got 12.5 minutes compared to many other matches on the main show that were more rushed. I was happy with it as a match, as a tournament final. I think Cedric's going to do great as the Cruiserweight Champion. By the looks of 205 Live, he's got Buddy Murphy coming after him now as well. So we'll see what evolves there from 205 Live, but it felt like a good starting point for the rebrand. 20-woman Battle Royal for the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal Trophy. Naomi wins after last eliminating Bayley, who eliminated Sasha. It felt like that was the main story.
Yeah, everybody thought, oh, Bayley won. No. Somebody had been laid out in the room, outside the ring without anybody even noticing it.
I'll admit I had no idea.
Yeah.
I saw her out there, and I just assumed that she got eliminated in the poop show where there was like people flying everywhere. But yeah, it was surprising to see her run back in, and surprising overall to see them give Naomi the win. Didn't expect it. Wouldn't have been my pick going into it. But we also got appearances from NXT superstars Kairi Sane, Kavita Devi, Tainara Conti, Bianca Belair, Dakota Kai, and Peyton Royce. 6 women, 6 countries. Just had to mention them so I could mention Dakota Kai on the show. You know, mention that as many times as absolutely possible.
How would you feel about a stable between that involved the Iconic Duo and Dakota Kai on SmackDown?
I'd be perfectly fine with it. I think it's been proposed a couple times. Personally, I'd be happy with anything that involves Dakota Kai on the main roster, of course. That's going to bias me immediately. I think there's potentially other people who Dakota Kai has better chemistry with, and I feel like fit her character a little more. You know, these the Iconic Duo feel like the mean girls, and Dakota Kai is much more of the shy, the geekier type person. And they seem to be letting that out a little bit more when they do the vignettes with Baszler. But I'm happy with anything that sees her out there. So, thumbs up. You mentioned her name. And she got a good showing. Main show, Intercontinental Championship, Triple Threat, Seth Rollins, new champ.
A little unexpected, but it was a great match.
It was one of those things that you didn't necessarily expect, but you didn't not expect. That's a weird way of putting it. I didn't go into this saying there's no way that Seth Rollins could walk out with the title.
Yeah.
Unlike a couple other things that happened. I'm fine with it. I think The Miz, honestly, has held that Intercontinental Championship for so long, so many times. I'm sure he'll have it before the end of the year again. Seth, Finn, either of them would have been great champions to take it off him. We got Seth, we'll move forward with Seth. Now, what you are deeming the biggest surprise of the weekend, WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair breaking the streak of Asuka via submission.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. I mean, I always had it back in my mind Charlotte had a chance. But it was a very, very slim chance.
Yeah, I think you said it last week on the show. You said it's the match like John Cena versus The Undertaker with the streak where you could believe it if he did it. And then she did.
Yeah.
I don't know where you go from here. I'm assuming this is building to Charlotte Rousey.
Yeah, that's obviously next year's, and it will be the main event of WrestleMania.
That's what people are saying now. It's a year. Give it time. Anything can happen. One of them will break themselves. We'll have to change main events last minute. Jinder Mahal is the new US champion.
And I enjoyed watching the internet burn.
I always enjoy watching the internet burn, but I definitely did not expect this.
I didn't either, but I didn't have a problem with it like most people.
Yeah. It's perfectly fine of an outcome. I'm sure he'll do great with it, but I agreed with my grandfather when we looked at it. He was the last person I would have expected to win this match, and he somehow did. Grandfather expected it to go back to Bobby.
I did. That's what I expected it. I expected to be a part of the elaborate heel turn to turn Bobby Roode heel. But instead, we got Jinder as champion, which I'm fine with, but I'm not fine with his next opponent.
Who's he got?
Randy Orton.
Yeah. I don't have time to dwell on this. We must keep moving. Mixed tag team match, Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey defeating Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Obvious outcome, 20-minute match. More important, how was Rousey?
Great match. Rousey held her own. She's still got a lot to learn, but she's definitely got the building blocks there. And
I thought it was great.
And now, and she basically made even Triple H, or word I'm not saying.
Word we're not allowed to say on the radio. Yep. I think we all know what you mean there. Yeah, I think Ronda Rousey did great for a debut, right? Like, she comes out not as much prior wrestling experience, I don't want to say none, and just puts on a damn good show. It wasn't like Kurt had to carry her, or Stephanie had to carry her. It was the Ronda show as we expected it to be, and she did well. I was pleasantly surprised by her performance.
And in the match, you had two of the greatest of all time in terms of storytelling inside the ring.
Yeah.
Especially Triple H. I feel Triple H may be the greatest of all time when it comes to being able to tell a story in the ring. And I especially loved the little note when it was coming to tag in Ronda for the first time. Kurt had a hesitation about him before he did it. And that was a neat little note thing.
They played so well with the mixed tag concept. You know, Stephanie doesn't want to get in the ring, so they have to stop Kurt from tagging Ronda. Then there was some gender flip attacks, and honestly, it was my favorite mixed tag match in a goddamn long while. But again, no time to dwell. We must keep moving. Triple threat tag team match, SmackDown tag team champions, new champs, Bludgeon Brothers, going to face the Usos next, I believe.
Yeah, the Usos, for whatever reason, had to compete with the New Day to get their mandatory rematch.
Well, so did Randy, didn't he? Both SmackDown champs had to.
Yeah,
No rematch clause on
But
SmackDown.
they didn't bring that up in the U.S. title number one contender match.
True.
They actually brought it up on commentary in the tag team match.
Yeah. I got no clue.
But it was a good little match. It was definitely a deserving of being a cool down spot. So.
And the Usos got on the main show.
Yep.
No, let's not skip over it. Let's talk about it from the start. John Cena. I'll just do a recap and we can discuss it at the end. John Cena, he's in the crowd, he's a fan, he's drinking, he's got a ticket, he's having fun. We cut to reaction shots of the man. Ref comes down, ref whispers in his ear. He bolts off to the back, like a certain meme from the internet. He sorts himself out, he comes out in gear, he's ready, ref comes back out, tells him something, which I'm assuming is he's not here. Cena gets mad, lights go out, Elias comes out, plays a song. Perfect move there with Elias. Elias gets beat up, lights go out again, Undertaker's here. Undertaker comes out, match happens. 2 minutes and 45 seconds later, the Undertaker's pinning John Cena after very few moves. Discuss.
Elias got a huge moment out of that.
My highlight of that.
A lot of people were complaining about them doing the whole John found out Undertaker's there thing after Charlotte and Asuka's match. I had no problem with it because Charlotte was already on her way back to the end of the ring, out of the ring anyway. So it wasn't like they did it while she was celebrating in the ring or anything.
I feel like it was perfectly timed. It also had that everybody being really confused, including Charlotte when John Cena's running past and the ref's running past and everything. To me, having it at that point in a match really sold the unexpected, it's just happened, oh my god, we have to react, versus having it at, like, between matches and, well, nothing's happening. I really liked the way they pulled that off. I liked everything up to the match. I still don't understand the match. I said I had to sleep on it. I slept on it. I still don't get it.
I'm going to say it was Cena decided that he wanted Taker to go out on a high note. That he wanted him to be this strong, resistant from saying the word I want to say.
Yep.
And so he had no problem with being squashed by the Undertaker, because it was designed specifically to show that Taker still still matters.
Yeah. And then he goes and gets himself booked in a casket match with Rusev at the Greatest Royal Rumble, which I assume he's going to win. But then that raises even more questions for me. I don't know what's happening. I thought, every time I see The Undertaker, and the end of The Undertaker's match happens, and I think, that'd be a good ending point for The Undertaker. He comes back and does something else. Every time. It's like, this match ends. Oh, that'd be a good end. Nope. Comes out on Raw 25, cuts a little promo. That could be a decent little end. Nope. Comes out at WrestleMania. Quickly beats John Cena, could ride off into the distance. It could be alright. Nope. Casket match with Rusev. It's got to end at some point.
Well, it would be appropriate if he actually lost to Rusev by being stuffed in the casket.
Jesus.
Because the casket match was his specialty.
Let's not even mention that possibility. We do not have time to deep dive into that. That is going to be a whole thing. Let's get one more match out of the way before we play song. Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon defeating Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
This was a good match. Was better. I will say this: whatever followed this was doomed to be failure, no matter what it was.
Yeah.
It was great to see Daniel Bryan back. Not all that surprised that they won.
Nah.
I am more surprised though that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn didn't get a job on Raw.
I really liked that. It's always a pipe dream nowadays, right? But Owens and Zayn obviously went to Raw. They didn't get a contract. And Kurt, for the first time in ever, mentions the name TNA. They also used footage from Impact in the AJ Styles Shinsuke promo. They've also partnered with Impact to put footage from TNA and Impact on the Hardy Bros DVD that's coming out. We're partnering more and more. One night. It ain't gonna happen. One night. Either
Now
way.
I want them to go to NXT and fail to get a job there.
That makes so much more sense and is so much more controllable. Either that or like Evolve or one of the other smaller companies, Progress. That's the UK, obviously, but you get the point. We better get to song or we're gonna run out of time. So it's Charlotte Flair's theme because obviously, biggest shock beating Asuka's streak. She deserves it. I think there were like 19 different themes we could have played. So let's go with this one. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM and ArrowFM. Let's get rolling again because we still don't have long. Nia Jax, she's now the Raw Women's Champion. She got her moment. You can have one clap and happiness moment.
Woo!
That's all you get. She has also some help, but we'll talk about that when we get to Raw. Let's keep rolling. AJ Styles, Shinsuke, WWE Championship, 20-minute match. AJ Styles wins. Shinsuke Nakamura gives him a low blow for his troubles.
I was actually bored with the match, surprisingly. Okay. I felt they could do so much more, and yet it never clicked.
Yeah, to me, the end of it made the most sense. So throughout the entire match, it felt like they were holding back. It felt like there were things they could be doing but didn't. And then it gets to the end of the match and Shinsuke low blows him and you're like, okay, well, this is the setup match. This isn't the match. This is not the dream match they advertised it as. It's not AJ Styles versus Shinsuke. It's the setup. The 20-minute, and that's a long setup, the 20-minute setup for AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Other than the mixed tag match by 20 seconds, this was the longest match on the card. And it was a setup. And that's where I feel like it got hurt a lot. It felt like AJ Styles and Nakamura were like, hey, we could do this, but we could hold that off until our big match that we're going to have. And it's weird not having the big match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it began the story, and I enjoyed the beginning of the heel turn. The promo he did on SmackDown. So I'm on board.
Yeah.
We'll see where they go. But I think he wins the championship in the rematch, and will be defending the championship at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And he will be the first legitimately recognized Japanese WWE champion.
Legitimately recognized. God, that's fancy. Gotta go all technical with me. Well, the first...
Well, that's because there was one, Antonio Inoki, who won the championship, but he isn't recognized.
Well, the one and only recognized 10-year-old WWE champion won the Raw Tag Team Championships.
I enjoyed that moment. That was fun. That was pure fun.
I don't know how people hated it.
A lot of people hated it because it was just you taking a spot from somebody, quote unquote, and that there was a lot of things they were expecting didn't happen.
I'm kind of disappointed that it just sort of ended on Raw. Obviously, Nicholas can't compete every single week and keep defending the titles. I love the whole scheduling conflicts with the fourth grade. I love that. But I feel like the Braun Strowman thing can keep going still, whether they choose to or not. I don't think he's in the tournament. I don't know if there is an official bracket for the tournament. I believe there is a tournament, and the winner faces Cesaro and Sheamus at Greatest Royal Rumble.
And I just think whoever wins between
Revival and
the
Hardy
Revival and Hardy and Wyatt next week will face the Bar for the vacant championship.
That's what I've looked it up. Sorry, it's not a tournament; it's an eliminator. Either way, I look forward to seeing Hardy and Wyatt take on Cesaro and Sheamus. That's all we got time for with that. Nicholas was fun. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Universal Championship, 15 minutes and 55 seconds. Brock Lesnar retains.
In a moment that was very shocking. But I was not expecting it. I was expecting Roman to come out on top. But this match also goes to show that the fans shouldn't expect something and shouldn't crap on it because they expect something. That crowd got played big time in this match.
I know going into it we were worried the match was going to get Lesnar Goldberged. Did it?
I think it did.
Yeah, me too. And that sucks. Because it wasn't a bad
it was a good
match.
Yeah, it was a good match. And I think that the steel cage match will be better because it'll be in a more receptive crowd. And I think that's also why they didn't have Rowan win.
Yeah. Sucks, but that's definitely how I see it. Obviously, rematch, Greatest Royal Rumble, put him in a cage, see how it goes. Rumors afloat, Brock's still going to the UFC, contract extension, 30 days, half a year, throwing titles at walls, walking out. All that's important, steel cage match at Greatest Royal Rumble. Will Roman Reigns win this time?
Maybe?
Just say yes, please. Just say yes.
I want to say yes, but I said yes on the previous match.
Alright, well, we got to get through Raw and SmackDown now because there's still so much more stuff. Nia Jax needs some help. Ember Moon debuts from NXT, fresh off losing her title.
She looked good.
No Hailstorm playing her in though, so that's a little disappointing. No Way Jose comes out.
Woo! No Way Jose!
Gets a bit of a party going. Very Adam Rosey. Yeah. Hopefully it goes a little bit better than Adam Rose. That's all I can ask for.
Adam with R-Truth.
There you go. Authors of Pain debut and ditch Paul Ellering.
I think that's because Paul didn't want to work a full-time schedule.
Which I think is fair enough.
He's 64, so yeah, I definitely don't blame him.
I know I said in a different chat, I felt like Paul Ellering was a third of the Authors of Pain, but I want to see how well they float their own boat without him. But I look forward to seeing what this team holds, and I hope that they don't get stuck with the curse of NXT tag teams being called up. That's all I hope. Jeff Hardy, he's back. He's in the Intercontinental Championship scene.
Just floating around.
High above the clouds.
They don't want to include him in the broken universe right now.
Yeah. There was a hint to it, but that was it. Bobby Lashley, he's back. You're not sold? I was sold on his old music.
I was never sold to begin with.
Okay.
I never liked him to begin with, so I don't care.
I did the treacherous thing and watched some TNA and some Impact. I've seen how Bobby's improved over there. I hope he brings that over to the WWE and performs like he was over there in terms of the in-ring and the personality. I think that's a huge aspect that didn't show up on his initial run was personality. He has it. Let's see it.
Yeah, my comment was when he came out was, well, Apollo's got to be thinking, well, crap. my job as smiling black guy is in danger.
Yep. Until he joins Titus Worldwide and they team up. Samoa Joe, he's back. He wants Roman.
Yep. He wants him for Backlash, which would be convenient because that would give him a title match right off the get-go.
Is Backlash? Backlash is after it, right?
Backlash is like 11 days after.
Barely.
Yeah.
And we already got a couple matches already booked, so we'll see how that rolls. And then the last note on Raw, Paige officially retires from in-ring competition. Bit of a sad moment.
Yeah, that was... Yeah. It was a fitting moment, and then...
And then now that we're talking about SmackDown... Didn't expect this. Not at all. Not one little bit of me expected Paige to be the new general manager. I could have listed you 10 odd names that I would have expected before her.
I wanted Shane to come out to announce somebody and get overruled by Vince, and Vince announced Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn as the new general managers.
Oh, that'd be a cool moment, but I look forward to seeing how Paige does in an authority role. Especially since the Superstar shake-up is next week. So she's got to start rolling immediately. Start figuring out what superstars she wants. In storyline, how much say does the general manager get and how much does the commissioner get? Is it like a 50-50? I don't understand the relationship there. But...
I would say on Raw it's more 90-10.
Yeah, that's the confusing part.
Unless the commissioner's out of commission, such as is right now.
Yeah.
On SmackDown, I would say it's probably closer to 50-50, maybe not fully 50-50, but closer because Shane is a face, and generally the general manager has been a face.
Yeah. We got other stuff as well. Carmella cashes in new SmackDown Women's Champ.
Awesome. It was a perfect moment for the cash in.
I'm a roll again and say nobody expected it. Nobody expected if I said 1 week after this WrestleMania, Carmella will be holding that belt.
I wouldn't have expected it, but at the same time, I kind of would have, because you would have to do something with to get the title away from Charlotte for a little while. And the Money in the Bank briefcase was the perfect thing to do, and it was perfectly executed with the debut of the iconic duo.
Yes. Our last point, and then we're through all of this. The iconic duo debut and beat the ever-loving poop out of Charlotte. Grady's happy.
Yep, and you knew the cash-in was happening when they took the time to drag Charlotte back into the ring.
Yep.
There was no reason for them to do that other than to set up the cash-in.
Stop nitpicking the duo's debut. It was good. Good moments all round on Raw and SmackDown, and I'm sure next week we're going to struggle to fit the time as well with the Superstar Shake-Up. We made it. We made it through the show, but we still don't have any more time, so it's been great talking to you.
Bye-bye!
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/WrestlingRradio, or Twitter page, twitter.com/WrestlingRradio. We'll see you next week.